This is Michael Williamson in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, a capacity crowd about to watch the preliminary final, St Kilda versus Carlton. Carlton through Nichols won the toss and they're kicking down to the scoreboard end, but it's St Kilda into attack. There's Stevens now. Stevens, a long kick down forward. They're backing back for it. No mark. It bounces awkwardly and it's knocked through by Waite. The change in the St Kilda lineup. Corner has come into the 18. Bob Murray has withdrawn with a leg injury. The four who were flu victims throughout the week, I refer to Manzie, Breen, Davis, and who was the other one, Bobby? Can you remember? Judson, are all on the field. So there they go. Once again, it's St Kilda going forward, only to find Vin Waite in the way. What are the changes, Bob? The field placements of note.
Ian Corner, Mike, has gone to first rover, with Stevens going to his normal position of forward pocket with the run on the ball. Brian Minot has gone to the back pocket, Galt to the forward pocket, and big Carl Dittrich, there he is right on the screen there. Dittrich has opened up in the first ruck as a handball goes out to John Manzie of St Kilda on the half-forward flank, hooks the ball back, right into towards the goal square. It'll be close to the line, the pack fly, it's touched, it goes over the back, through for 1 point, and St Kilda bring up their second point in a matter of just a few moments. There's only 2 minutes into the first quarter, and St Kilda have 2 points. Carlton yet to take the ball on their forward line of the centre. Jeff Southby at full-back. Southby, normally a lovely kick. This one's no exception as it covers a great deal of ground. Dittrich is in front, has the ball punched away by Mackay, taken by Robertson, a hand pass to Gallagher, intercepted by Dittrich, swings the ball back in towards centre half forward. Galt coming out, gets tripped by Waite, and Galt will take the free kick. Just short of centre half forward, around about 45 yards out from goal, directly in front.
Ron Barassi is surprised to see Jesselenko at full forward.
No, not at all, Mike. I think the whole football public expected this particular move because Carlton have fallen down at full forward in their two finals games. As we see young Rodney Galt coming in from now from centre half forward. It looks a pretty good kick.
Oh.
I think it is. I think it's going to be their first goal on the board. A tremendous kick for the young kid. And it certainly won't do Vin Waite any good. There's Galt on your screen, and not quite on your screen was the Carlton runner who came out to Vin Waite and said, "Now look here, mate. He's got the first goal, make sure it's the last." There's the score. 3 scoring shots to St Kilda and none to Carlton. So it's a good start for the Saints.
And that came up after 2 minutes, 14 seconds of play into the first quarter. St Kilda, a badly depleted side. There they go. The ball is knocked away by Nichols. Picked up by Davis. Davis, a long kick down towards centre half forward. There's a chance, but players bustle out of the way. It's forced to the wing position on the member stand side, taken by Dixon of Carlton. Dixon now down towards centre half forward. Walls is there, couldn't hold the mark, and through comes Jackson. Jackson steadies, it's on its way, it's swinging. One behind, and the goal umpire lost his balance. One behind. Well, Jackson is the fellow that apparently St Kilda are a little bit worried about. Very nice to hear the sound of somebody hitting cans right in our microphone, wherever it happens to be. Going to be great if that keeps up. The kick out now, up goes Dittrich, pushes the ball away, it's taken by Kevin Hall, he can't break clear. Hall, however, kicks down towards the pocket on the member stand side. Jackson's there, a great wrestle between him and Moran. A hand pass over to Basenko, he almost got unloaded. Basenko kicks to the reposition on the member stand side. Ball knocked away here, nobody picking it up until it's Vin Waite. Vin Waite over towards Gallagher. Gallagher gets one and he will take the free kick. Gallagher is on the 15-yard penalty too from Ian Coates. Gallagher is on the half-forward flank on the member stand side, and he kicks down to Kevin Hall. Hall now drives in at the big ones. It's swinging around. It's pretty close. Hit the post. Oh, where's Kevin Hall playing, Ronnie?
I think he could be playing half-back, or he may be given the task of following Davis. I'm not quite sure. It's the changes that have taken place are pretty hard to follow. We'll pick them out as the game goes on, but he's certainly not on the half-back flank.
The ball's put into play by Kevin Neal. A good kick. That Manzie come bursting through the pack. A poor kick by Manzie. Goes straight along the ground. John Nichols grabs it with a left foot kick. It goes high down towards Jesselenko, but Cowboy Neal's up high. His punch is as good as a kick as it goes well back down the ground. Manzie of St Kilda grabs the ball, hooks it. He tries to hook the ball back, but it goes off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full, and the kick will be put back into play for the Carlton side by Ian Robertson. Robertson looks as though he may have lined up on the centre wing position. It was a beautiful kick by Robertson, well down the ground. The pack does some straight through the packers. Dieterich comes out trying to burst through the pack. Jezelenko grabs the ball, hooks it back towards the big ones. It'll be close to the line, but Kevin Neal is right on there. It's too far. It's a goal as Kevin Neal went too far back, took the mark on his chest, but he was behind the line, and it's first goal to Carlton. Jezelenko there being congratulated by big Peter Jones, and the scores are level. Carlton 1-2, St Kilda 1-2.
Well, the move to Jezelenko, the full forward, looks a good one at the moment, Ron.
Well, it's a bit early to tell, of course, but Jezelenko is
a nice one to get going on that.
Yes, an ideal opponent for Neal, because Neal hasn't got that much pace. But there's John Nichols. He had a kick a moment ago. He handballs wildly to Keogh. Keogh gets caught as he kicked. Dieterich up there for mark. He should be played that. Yes, he is. Right in the centre of the ground. He goes for the play on football over towards Stevens and misses so. Theodore coming through to Elliott, but Elliott will no, he'll just trap the ball before it goes over the line. Goes to the left foot pass into Breen, a short one, hit him right in the chest. Okay, Bruce Dool, Breen's opponent, no chance whatsoever of intercepting. Breen now about 50 yards from goal, well out in the flank. There's Southby watching Lawrence, his opponent, as Breen comes in. It's a good kick, but slightly offline to the right, and only 1 point will result from this, bringing St Kilda's point tally up to 3, making the 1 goal 3, 1 point ahead of Carlton at this stage.
Ron, I think we'll find that Chandler may be in the centre for Carlton. That is, of course, if Glenn Elliott is playing in the centre. I would think that Chandler has been given the task of picking up Glenn Elliott.
Yes, I think Kevin Hall's got the task of picking up Alan Davis. There's Dieterich and McKay going to the market. Goes to the ground. Big pack of players developing. There's Carl tackling well against McKay. The ball comes out to Colling. Colling goes to left-hand pass over to Davis. Davis is caught with the ball. Given dropping the ball against him, I thought he was a bit stiff there, but anyhow, Vin Waite's got the ball, goes for the short pass up to John Nichols, almost intercepted by Glenn Elliott, but a bit late there as John Nichols has his second kick of the match. He's a player who Carlton have to have firing. He'll certainly be determined to do his best. Up towards Jezelenko and Neal. Neal this time well in front. Caught that ball coming in low and certainly covered it well with his body for a wonderful chest mark. Goes for the short pass up towards Elliott. Elliott chips it in front of Robertson, but drops the mark. Coming through there was Travis Page going up towards Hurst. Hurst palms his opponent away, goes to the left foot. Of course, he's a left footer. Astray that time with his kick, and his kick beats Trevor Key over the line on the full.
Travis Page to take it on the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Page takes his kick, it swings in towards the centre. The players set themselves, up they go, the ball knocked away. A chance here for Elliott, gets a long hand pass over towards Page. Page on the wing position on the outer side, drives to the half-forward flank, over the half-forward flank on the outer side. Up they go, O'Connell and Davis, 2 number 19s, the ball over the boundary line, there'll be a throw-in. Waiting for the throw-in to take place on that outer side. Jones goes in there. Colling goes up behind him. Jones too big. Gets it down to Kevin Hall. His kick is smothered. In comes Alan Davis, a left footer further downfield. But here's a break now. Racing for it is Vin Waite. Southby comes in there, but it's Waite picking up. Waite now over to Southby. Southby steadies. He looks further downfield. He's going for a bit of a run. There's nothing wrong with this fella today. Southby now kicks in towards centre half forward. Robert Walls. Walls, he went to go on. Fermani was off. He kicks wide now. He's looking for Jezelenko. Jezelenko is at centre half forward. He's still going. Neal comes out on top in that encounter. Cowboy Neal down towards centre half forward there. The ball is forced back towards the centre. Here's a collision. Whoa! Boy, they're going in. Barry Breen manhandled, and he will take the free. Breen now going back. Tries a short hand pass across here to Colling. It comes off too. Colling drives over centre half forward. It's only 20 yards out from the big ones. Lawrence spilt the mark. He's still going, however. He's manoeuvring around. Here was a set of 2. Over here towards Stevens. He can't go anywhere with it. There'll be a free kick going Carlton's way. Gee, that was a sitter for Lawrence, or it looked a sitter from here.
It did look that way, Mike, but, you know, the pressure's really on at the start of these games as O'Connell puts a short one in, looking for Gallagher, but it was Jones who intercepted. Gets a hand pass back to O'Connell, coming straight down the centre of the ground. O'Connell's kicks off the side of the boot. Davis of St Kilda comes in. Didn't quite hold the mark, but there was undoubtedly a free kick as Davis plays on quickly, drives the ball straight down the ground, but there's nobody home. Jones gets a hand pass out to Hurst. Hurst breaks away from the half-back line, drives the ball wide and finds his teammate out in the wing in Ian Robertson. A hand pass back to Gallagher. A poor kick by Gallagher, put Walls under pressure, comes through towards Jezelenko. He's under pressure by Neil, throws the ball out in front, but unfortunately threw the ball over the line. And we'll find a throw in around about halfway between the forward pocket and the half-forward flank for Carlton, with Carlton going to the scoreboard into the ground. Dittrich and Mackay. Mackay was up high but couldn't get the knock. The ball's grabbed by Mackay, knocked on by Basenko. Coming through for Carlton is Armstrong. He can't take possession of the ball. There's a pack forming as Armstrong's under real pressure. Umpire Coates running in, indicating that he may bounce the ball. Ian Coates. Dittrich gets a knock and comes towards Davis. A good blind turn by Davis. Puts him in a lot of trouble though. Armstrong's there. He gets caught. It's called play on though as Manzi takes the ball. His kick goes straight up in the air. It's down again as Dittrich puts the ball on. It's taken by Elliott of St Kilda. He quickly puts the ball a foot and finds centre half forward and Barry Breen, but he's dropped the mark. Dool takes a hand pass out to O'Connell. He's under pressure by Theodore. Can't get a kick in him. He does get the ball out towards Hurst. And Hurst again finds Robertson left alone on the wing. The hand pass from Robertson finds Armstrong. Armstrong's under pressure. Gets a left foot down to the half-forward flank. Pays up in front of the pack. And Travis Pays takes the mark for the St Kilda side. Pays on the true half-back flank. Not quite certain which way to put the ball at the moment as he goes for that normal wobbly old drop punt of his, almost straight across the ground. Dixon almost took the mark. Taken by Trott of St Kilda. He puts a short one down looking for Rodney Galt. Galt's leading in the race for the ball. He's chased by Vin Waite. Gets caught as he gets a handball clear. Waite backs up quickly. Coming out, there's Waite. And Lawrence was good play by Lawrence. And the ball going back to Galt. Galt's under a lot of pressure, but hooks the ball back, looking for Lawrence. Lawrence is there, but can't quite take a great effort to mark. Dools under pressure, throws the ball away, but it's called play on. Trott gets a hand pass through to Travis Pays. He gets it on to Breen, and Breen with a long kick drives the ball towards the square. It might be there. There's full points to St Kilda. And St Kilda go to a 7-point advantage with that goal by Barry Breen. Carlton 1-2, 8 points. St Kilda 2-3, 15. A great goal by St Kilda then, a real team effort as the ball was just delivered from player to player with a good team handball, with Barry Breen finishing off with a lovely kick.
Back in the centre, umpire Ian Coates bounces the ball. Dittrich has got the go there, showing good anticipation. He kicks well down over centre half forward. Southby missed it there, but coming across is O'Connell. O'Connell is pushed by Stevens. They'll get a free for pushing the back. I don't think there was much doubt about that one. O'Connell is in the back pocket on the member stand side down the Richmond end. Up it comes. There's the kick now. Going to the half-back flank on the outer side. Dittrich up from behind, knocks the ball away from Jones. A chance here for Stevens. Oh, he's going to be met. The ball still in play. Hurst met him fairly and squarely. Good play. Oh! Behind play, it was missed. A St Kilda player's been dropped behind play, but play goes on. Taken by Basenko. Basenko gets it forward. Oh, almost a head gone then. Elliott disentangles himself, and he will take the kick. Stevens getting attention from the trainers. He was a player who was flattened behind play, waiting for Elliott now to take his kick from centre half forward. It's a kick, it's dropping short into the goal square. Jones is there, Southby comes in, Waite also. Southby's forced over the line with the ball, and another behind to St Kilda. Carlton 1-2 to St Kilda 2-4, I would say now. And St Kilda surprising everybody with this initial burst. Southby about to kick out from the Richmond end, favouring the outer side of the ground. Up they go, they fly high, but no mark to anybody. Taken there by Keogh. Keogh over to Armstrong. Armstrong now up towards the half-forward flank on the outer side, and a lovely mark to David Mackay. Beautiful mark, this fellow. And Mackay, his kick going deep down into the forward zone. They fly high. It's knocked away, however. A chance for Jezelenko. Dixon comes in. Jezelenko takes it. Jezelenko, a short one to Jackson. Good play. I don't know whether you should play Jezelenko in the centre or on the forward line, but wherever you play him, you're getting value. Jackson cribbing around a bit. He's only about 25 yards out. He's on an angle, as you can see. And, oh, I was about to say right through. It left his boot beautifully, but sliced off. Waiting now for Cowboy Neil to kick out. Hello, they must have the amplifiers working again. Neil now kicks to the outer side of the ground. The ball taken there by Carl Dittrich. Dittrich down towards the half-forward flank on the outer side. Davis tries to mark it. Couldn't do so, but he'll get a free, or he could be playing the mark. Davis down towards the pocket. He's looking for Lawrence. Lawrence leads out in front of Southby. In comes Stevens. Stevens steadies. He kicks. Puts it through. Or rather, I take it back. It was the new boy. Corner. Good lad. Corner. Put it right through. At the, let me see, 16-minute mark into the first quarter. Well, Ron, this is a surprise.
Well, St Kilda certainly opened up very well, Mike. There's a big bounce. McKay gets the big knock. It's going over towards Manzi. Almost takes on the half volley. The difficult one, but McKay recovers. Kicks long to the half-forward flank out towards Judson and Armstrong. Here's a duel between the two. Armstrong's in the lead at the stage. He's a very cagey player in this position, but on that occasion the boundary line was too close, hemmed him in, and he had no chance of doing anything with the ball. Here's the throw in there on Carlton's half-forward flank. McKay and Gold. Gold gets the tap down towards Colling. Keogh's in the lead. Will break away, go for the short pass. Not a good pass. Comes to Jezelenko. Has an awkward bounce, but he controls it well. Bounces around the point. Coming to an open goal. 20 yards out. Puts it through the middle.
Oh, play.
Jezelenko. He's the man they need to fire. It's his second goal, and also Carlton's third goal for the match, or the second goal for the match. So he's kicked their complete score in goal so far. I don't know that it's a particularly good move to play Neil on Jezelenko, because Neil is the slow, lumbering type of player, with Jezelenko is the exact opposite. But it's all very well for us to say this, because St Kilda have been hit by injury, and they certainly would have had not many players perhaps to put down there. Perhaps Colling could have been one of the men tried. There's Nichols going up for the knock. Hall takes it. He almost throws the ball away. Nichols gets a kick over towards Manzi. Manzi couldn't control it. Walls is in there. Knocks the ball towards corner. Corner comes in and shot it there from Robertson. Allows Chandler to come in for his first kick for the match. Up towards the half-forward flank where Judson again goes for, but comes down to Manzi. Manzi streaks down the wing. Up towards centre half-forward, the kick goes. O'Connell knocks the ball. Davis takes it. Up towards full forward. St Kilda have got the run here, but Southey comes in at the last moment, spoils. Stevens is in there. A free kick there against Bruce Dool to Stevens for holding the man. A very clever player, Stevens. We all thought that perhaps with Ross Smith out, he would line up as first rover, but he has opened up as second rover. Now kicks going for his second, about 50 yards out. It'll be a good kick from here.
Ooh,
it's got the length. It looks pretty good for distance, but the way Carl Nichols is coming, it's a goal, and there's the two fingers. Well, St Kilda are really cutting on the pressure. They're answering Carlton's every effort so far and establishing not only a good lead at this stage, but must have given themselves plenty of confidence.
Well, that's the one I gave him before, so he's finally achieved it. John Stevens. And St Kilda doing well. Magnificent opening to the preliminary final. There they go. The ball is knocked away by Mackay. In comes Gold, taken by Moran. Moran now a long kick down towards centre half forward. A battle going on there. Stevens just couldn't get to it. O'Connell coming out with the ball now. O'Connell manoeuvres around. He gets his kick to the wing position on the outer side. And a glorious mark. It'll be paid to Davis. A beauty. Alan Davis of St Kilda. A low trajectory drop kick, doesn't go to anybody in particular. They're all going in after it though, and I think there'll be a ball up or free. Good lucky to get out of that. Gary Colling with it on the half-forward flank on the outer side. Colling's kick. Oh, it's a nice long one down towards the goal square. Southby's there. Dittrich couldn't miss. Oh, Southby fumbled the mark, Ronnie.
Well, Jeff Southby has been in the habit of doing that. Certainly not at crucial moments like that. There's the score, giving St Kilda a 3-goal, 1 lead. But getting back to Southby, he dropped quite a few marks like this. In fact, I can think back to an exact same thing in the second quarter against Richmond, where it was Vin White who dropped a light mark, and it came down, and I think it was Bartlett who came in and got the goal, the sort of goal that Big Carl got then. That was a bad miss by Southby, and certainly a goal came from it. There's McKay going in. Keogh's there. Dixon. Big Nick's there. Kevin Hall is a huge pack of players in the centre bounce. A really packed situation as it goes up now. Minot gets the knock. It goes to the wing. Robertson's in there. His opponent breaks through. Over towards the pocket where it's a big lead from Lawrence. Lawrence has gone wide to the pocket. Slips over at the crucial moment. Knocked aside by his opponent. A hand pass here. St Kilda playing good football. Goes for goal, but it's offline, I think. Good football by St Kilda. They're certainly showing Carlton away at the moment. That was young Stevens who had that shot at goal. Well, there's the score. You can see that St Kilda are 10 shots to 5, and that's about the state of the play at the moment. St Kilda are looking far more dangerous, and except for Alex Cesalenko in attack, the Carlton forward division looks in a lot of trouble at this stage. There's Southby now with the kick, a long kick out to the half-back flank. McKay's there, almost takes the market. Chandler comes in, kicks high up towards centre-half forward, where it's Moran taking the crumb. He gets his foot quickly to the ball. Again, it's almost taken by Hall. Hall follows through. Intercepted by Minot. Allows Gallagher to come in, get a high kick. Doesn't travel far, 20 yards at the most. Judson knocks it away from Armstrong. Hall's in there. Manzi hand passes across to Elliott. Elliott has time to steady and go out towards Breen, where Breen will take the mark. No, he drops it. Pushed on the back by Dill there. We'll get a free kick, I feel. No, it wasn't seen on this occasion, or wasn't taken as a free by umpire coach, and a throw-in will occur on St Kilda's half-forward line out of sight of the ground. Nichols now, the two number twos. Nichols, Minot. A lot of manoeuvring going in there. Chandler coming through. The ruck rover for today. Up towards the centre line. Oh! Stuart Cock receives a nasty whack. Jackson's in there, sprawling over the ball. There's a free kick against Dixon. Wasn't seen. Umpire coach letting the game go. Kevin Hall coming in. Goes for the hand pull. Nichols back again. Across the door. Bad hand pass there by John Nichols. St Kilda capitalises. Manzi streaks around, except the good hand pass up towards Lawrence, but has the ball punched away. Vin Waite comes through, protects, dodges and dives, palms off. He's forced to go for the handball. The pressure's really on now. Carlton coming through there with Armstrong. He's playing a good first quarter. Up towards Dixon. I think they've switched wings there. Yes, they have. Dixon was on this side of the ground a moment ago. Handballs are back to Armstrong. He kicks long up towards St Kilda centre-half back position. They outnumber the Carlton players 2-1. The pass there to Colling. Colling a long hand pass, intercepted by Armstrong. Armstrong over the ball, gets his kick. No, he doesn't. Drops the ball. Could be penalised here. Oh, a bit lucky there. I thought he was very lucky there. However, Armstrong with the ball now, going towards centre-half forward position, where Ian Robertson, who's been switched wings, takes that mark almost unopposed as Alan Davis comes in, unable to intercept. His long drop kick goes up the square. Here's Jones flying high. That takes a great mark. We picked him out as the man who perhaps had the show, but just before he leapt from the ground, I didn't think he would make it, but he did. And he's taken the ball now with a great mark. Only 12 yards out. He'll kick from about 15, almost dead in front, as you can see. He doesn't miss many of these sort of shots. And he hasn't missed this one too. It's Carlton's reply, and they'll need more of these from Jones. Jones and Nichols and McKay changing in the forward pocket. There's the score now. 2-2. St Kilda leading the Carlton side by that amount.
And we are 23.5 minutes into the opening quarter. Well, Bobby, it's a beauty.
It is a good game, Mike, and it's, as you mentioned, a bit of a surprise for everybody at the pace at which St Kilda have opened this game. I think with all the suspect players and everything, everybody expecting to be a little tentative, but they've taken this game right away. Minot gets a knock. He knocks the ball on, but it's taken by Robertson of Carlton. He fumbles the ball, can't get it out until he gets a long knock, but it goes straight to Elliott of St Kilda. He fumbled the ball on the first occasion, but had plenty of time. He drives the ball down to the half-forward flank. Waite's leading in the race for the ball. Gets a hand pass back towards Southby. It's a good piece of play by the Carlton defence as Southby drives them out of danger down to the half-forward flank. Basanko coming through, a good piece of defensive play. Kicks the ball straight off the ground, but unfortunately for them, it goes to Mackay. Mackay, a hand pass across to Armstrong. He's under so much pressure, he can't get away with the ball. As Theodore with a lovely pass finds the full forward in Barry Lawrence. Lawrence thought about giving a hand pass then, but then goes back, puts a short one in, goes straight across the ground. A shocking kick by Lawrence. Galt takes the ball, gets a long hand pass, but it's taken by Hurst, almost taken by Hurst. Breen comes through, takes the ball away. There's a pack forming. It could be a free kick for Barry Breen. No, I think the way that umpire coach is indicating, he will bounce the ball. Coach having a word to Breen on that occasion. Possibly a good piece of umpiring to explain that he didn't think it was a free kick as Mackay gets a knock. It goes towards and it's kicked off the ground. 1 point only though. As young corner came in, kicked the ball straight off the ground and bringing up 1 point for the St Kilda side.
He's a goer, this kid.
Very much so, Mike. He started the game well. He got a bad knock then. You can see him limping there in the screen right now. But he started the game with plenty of confidence. The goal he kicked would have given him even more. And they're putting a lot of pressure on Carlton at the moment. Jeff Southby. Again, the normal Southby kick almost to the centre. Dittrich was up high. It's a mark to David Mackay, I'd say. No, it's called play on.
Gee,
I would have played as Kevin Hall breaks away with the ball. A hand pass across to Robertson. He does a glorious drop kick down. Looking for... Oh, look at Cowboy Neil. Almost a scream as Jackson comes through. He's right into the open goal and it's full points for Carlton. A great piece of half-forward play by Sid Jackson. The ever-alert opportunist. Almost a great mark by Cowboy Neil, and he's in the hands of the trainers at the moment. The board reading, Carlton 4-3, St Kilda 5-6. Neil came down heavily on that occasion.
Oh, he did.
He was up very, very high. Had his foot, I'd say, on Jezelenko's shoulder. And he doesn't look particularly fit at the present moment.
He's freeing up a bit now, Bobby.
Back in the centre, it's umpire Ian Coates about to bounce the ball.
There we see Moran, number 15, Jackson, number 5. He's got his hands full today, Jeff Moran, looking after Jackson. Basanko with the ball, almost lost his head, but he comes out with it now. And he kicks down towards the centre-half forward position. Breen has gone downfield. Where's Breen going? He's gone down onto the back line. Breen has gone down as an assistant full-back. Unusual move. Carlton going forward now. And the mark being paid to Robert Walls. Well, Breen's a loose man on the back line. Switch from centre-half forward, and St Kilda at the moment haven't got a centre-half forward.
I think, Mike, it's just to cover the possibility of Neil being not quite fit against South.
There's the kick now from Mackay. Down forward, and the mark. Big Nichols. Oh, he's not cribbing at all either. Oh, Nick.
Unusual for Nick to do that because it's so obvious that the umpire pulls you back right on the inch, whereas if you sneak out perhaps a yard, you might gain 2 feet.
Worth the try, but John Nichols is not quite hard up against the boundary line. About to take his kick. He's missed it, I think. No, he hasn't. A beauty.
That's a captain's goal.
Oh, and it was a close one too, Ronnie. At the 27.5-minute mark that came up.
Well, Mike,
magnificent effort.
We would have seen so little of the goals to put the ball through them, so it didn't stick between the two goalposts.
Well, that's to my mind, from our angle here, it seemed to be going right across the face of goals. Never underestimate John Nichols is the lesson we've learned from that. You should know it by now in any case. Up they go, Jones, but Dittrich gets a tap away. Carlton right back in this now, only 3 points of difference. Coming up to quarter time, 28.5 minutes almost gone. Umpire Coates bounces the ball a little short of the centre into the St Kilda territory. There's Trott after the ball, but he's got a lot of opposition, as you can see. Trott comes out with the ball, gets his kick down to the half-forward flank. Up they go, no mark, however, leaving O'Connell there. He's tackled vigorously by Stevens. Now comes Dixon, he can't go anywhere. Holding the ball, I reckon. Yes. And eventually the kick is taken down forward. The big pack flies. Breen comes out with it. Breen now from an angle shoots. A 1 point. 1 point. Well, Breen, that would have been a remarkable goal had he been able to steer it through. 5-3 Carlton, 5-7 St Kilda. Waiting now for Jeff Southby to kick out from the Richmond end. Magnificent sight here today. The kick from Southby, not a particularly good one, strangely enough, and the mark's taken there by Elliott. And there'll be a penalty. A penalty. A let in there for St Kilda. Elliott would be no more than 35 yards out, directly in front, and his kick is offline and through for one behind. Waiting for Southby now to have another kick out. Carlton 5-3-33, St Kilda 5-8-38. Jeff Southby looks like he's going to go to the outer flank. No, he switches. He tries a short one. It could come off. Taken there by Keogh. Keogh's going for a bit of a run now, using his pace to advantage. He eventually favours the punt kick up towards centre half forward. Could have been a free kick St Kilda's way, but it's taken by Pays, however. Pays now goes wide to the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Ball taken there by Corner. Corner runs into a bit of trouble, but gets the ball further downfield. It's taken by Trott. Bit of trouble. Trott now down forward. The ball bounces awkwardly. A chance for Waite. Waite tries a hand pass across here to Jones. Jones to O'Connell. O'Connell fumbles but recovers. He better get his kick in. He eventually does to Keogh. Keogh now on the half-back flank is in a bit of trouble. He gets it over to O'Connell. They're doing it well, Carlton. Up towards the half-forward flank on the member stand side. Walls, a hand pass over his shoulder. Going towards Jackson. It's intercepted by Moran. Moran can't get to it. Picked up by Neal. He crashes his way out of trouble. And the ball will go over the boundary line. Almost on the wing position on the member stand side. Gee, this is tough football, Bobby, at the 31-minute mark into the first quarter.
Great play, Mike, and good defensive play by the St Kilda defence then. All Jackson alert as ever again, almost took the ball away as it's Jones and Dittrich. Jones got a knock, but it comes straight down towards Davis of St Kilda. Davis with a left foot puts it down to the half-forward flank. Gock punches the ball away. It goes towards Stevens. There's a flood in the centre of the ground. If Stevens is quick enough, it's Theodore. He grabs it. Theodore's about to hand pass on. Tries to run away. Gets a hand pass towards Lawrence. Lawrence leading the race for the ball. Hooks it back. It's right through. It's a full point for St Kilda as Barry Lawrence capitalised on that good piece of play by both Stevens and Theodore. And Lawrence brings up his first goal. And
siren.
St Kilda, with the siren blowing for the end of the first term, St Kilda 6 goals 8, leading Carlton 5 goals 3.
At the MCG, it's umpire Ian Coates bouncing the ball, starting the second quarter of the preliminary final, St Kilda and Carlton. St Kilda in the lead at the moment. They're 6-8 to Carlton's 5-3. And it's St Kilda into attack once again. A chance for Lawrence. Dool accidentally tapped the ball Carlton's way, and Southby comes out with it. Southby now goes right across the ground to the member stand flank, and Keogh went up. He's staying on the same wing, Keogh, and he'll be awarded the mark. Or possibly a free kick, Bob. What do you think he got?
Free kick then, Mike.
He's got the ball in any case.
No doubt about that. He's on the true centre wing position. Member stand side of the ground. With Carlton this quarter going towards the Jollymont end of the ground. Trevor Keogh uses the drop punt, going wide, looking for Robert Walls, and it's a lovely pass. Dittrich running over the mark there. Robert Walls indicating that he's got to go back, but it's umpire Coates who decides. As Walls has a lovely kick, drives it straight towards the square. Jones is up in front, hooks it over the back. Jezelenko's coming, but Jackson kicks the ball off the ground. 1 point only, though. A great piece of play by Jackson then. When I say great, very quick thinking.
He's firing today, isn't he?
As I mentioned earlier, Mike, he's the real opportunist on a half-forward flank. 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's not. 1 minute he's not there, next minute he is. There's Kevin Neal, fullback for St Kilda today. Not a particularly long kick by Neal. The pack fly, Dittrich comes away with the ball, hooks the ball back. It's Armstrong of Carlton over the top of the ball. He bursts through the pack, gets hold of it, hits a short kick in and goes straight across the ground. Elliott of St Kilda misses the ball. Robertson has it. He was grabbed too high by Elliott, and it's Ian Robertson, the Carlton wingman, to take the kick. Robertson goes for the drop kick. It's not a particularly good one, but it gets through to Gallagher. Gallagher hooks the ball back. It's going towards the big ones, but unfortunately is hooked across the face, and 1 point only results. Carlton going to 5 goals 5. St Kilda 6 goals 8. As Neal goes to the member side of the ground, pushing them back to Keogh of Carlton. Trevor Keogh, centre wing today, playing on the half-forward flank at the moment. Keogh's kick goes into the teeth of goal. Neal's up high from behind, punches the ball away from Jezelenko, goes towards Jackson. Chandler bursts through the pack. Good play by Chandler. His kick's going towards the goals, but it's been touched by Dittrich. It went through the centre, but it was touched off the boot. And another point goes up for the Carlton side. There's Chandler coming in for his first full game this year as Carlton go to 5 goals 6 and Kilda 6 goals 8.
Very strong effort too, Ron, from Chandler.
A good piece of work there by Neil Chandler, who's had a mixed career, and I remember him coming on in one grand final, almost winning the game for the Carlton side in the 68 grand final. There's McKay taking mark, was going to play on, but thought better of it, and will take his kick and put it right up in the square. He's a good 60 yards out. Normally a reasonably long kick, and that's no exception.
Oh.
It's a great kick. It could be a goal. Oh, that's a 70-yard kick. Never I've seen one. David McKay, I was almost going to say unpredictable sort of kick, and he puts those very long torpedo punt kicks in, about 1 in 6 or 7, and that was certainly a good time in which to choose to bring that one out of the bag. There's the score with showing St Kilda 2 points in front, and that'll be a lift for the Carlton side. It's a great final so far. Both teams have had their chances, and both teams are going in very hard for the ball. There's a knock. McKay got it. Comes through. Chandler's following through with the ball, knocks the ball towards Dool. Dool has a chance. He'll hand pass, but he's been tackled by Trott. Well tackled, Trott. Dool's in trouble, but gets his hand pass eventually away to Keogh. Keogh goes to the left foot. It's not a good, particularly long kick. It doesn't favour Walls, but he almost takes the mark. Anyhow, plays on. A great piece of work by the Walls. Chiselenko bumped aside there, but knocks the ball across almost to Jones, but Neil too strong in defence there. Well done, Cowboy Neil, coming through, tackled at the last moment, but got his kick away. Hand pass there across by Stevens to Davis. Davis comes around now, has his kick almost smothered, up towards Chandler. Chandler takes the mark, almost unopposed. Goes towards Walls, not a good kick, but almost fine Walls. The bounce beats Walls. Bazanko hand passes across there to Colling. Travis Pays is there. Manzi's in the... Oh, Ian Robertson all over Manzi like the proverbial rash there. Couldn't help but to give away the free kick. Has the ball passed back to Manzi now. They've had a good battle on the wing, Manzi and Robertson. Manzi's kick goes up towards Breen. Both players overrun the ball. Chandler hand passes to Armstrong. His kick goes up towards Keogh. Keogh punches from behind. Dixon's in there. Gets across the Hall. Hall fumbles. Stuart Trott eventually comes away with the ball. Finds Glenn Elliott also on his own. A good piece of work, Elliott. Knocks it over the back to Corner. Corner coming into an open goal. Picks out his teammate there. Oh, great piece of tackling there. Lawrence a little bit too slow. It's the second time that Lawrence has had a goal almost on a platter. And perhaps he was just a little bit too slow. Very bad luck for St Kilda there, because they got the ball down forward with a series of good pieces of football, but unfortunately for them it just didn't come off in the very last yard of the field. Vinwaite with the ball now. Rodney Gold on his mark. Vinwaite goes long to the half-back flank. Dittrich and Mackay fly. Dittrich in front, behind, punches the ball. Glenn Elliott picks up, goes high to the square. Waits there. His strength beats. There's a kick up the ground. Corner. Yes, Corner got his foot to it. That's his second goal. He's the man who came in to replace the injured fullback Bob Murray. He opened up his first rover, and that's a great piece of work by Corner. Quick thinking, and the score goes now. Carlton 6-6, St Kilda 7-8. We saw Vinwaite then spill a mark, and that's one of the things that he did quite often last week. And in fact, it was a goal like that he gave away to Bartlett by not holding onto the ball in the square.
6.5 minutes into the second quarter. St Kilda into attack once again through Glenn Elliott. Players come out to meet the ball. Lawrence, he's been given a free against Southby. Southby gesturing to the umpire, saying, well, this is what I attempted to do. But umpire Ian Coates doesn't see it the same way as Jeff Southby. And Lawrence will take a kick. He's already got one on the board. One, and he is 25 yards out directly in front, and he's missed this. One behind. Lawrence not on the target. Carlton 6-6, St Kilda 7-9. 9 points of difference in favour of the Saints. Waiting for Southby now to kick out from the scoreboard end. Southby favouring the member stand flank. Dittrich is there. So too is Hurst. Hurst flies high, but unlucky not to get that. Dittrich comes out. A long kick down forward by Dittrich. It'll bounce. Could have been touched. Great effort then from the Carlton defence. And a great kick from Dittrich too.
It was too, Mike. A good effort by Vinwaite. He came in across the line of the bounce. It was just either he had to touch it or miss it completely.
Southby now switches flanks. He goes to the outer flank with this kick out. Picked up there by Armstrong. Armstrong to the half-forward flank on the outer side. The mark taken by Moran. Jeff Moran of St Kilda. He goes straight up the ground, up towards centre half-forward. Players come to meet it. Theodore was there. He juggles it, but it's called play on. Dittrich comes in, knocks the ball strongly. Picked up by Mackay. Mackay to Armstrong. Oh! And play goes on there. A bit of jostling back here. But they've settled down now, and the umpire, Ian Coates, has stopped play. He's singing out something to the players. Let's see what's going to happen. It's Kerr to take his kick from the wing position now. Down towards the pocket. There's the worm, Jesselenko. Jesselenko in trouble, but gets out of it as usual. Jesselenko down forward. Minot goes up, knocks the ball away. Through comes Basenko. Basenko of St Kilda goes to the outer side of the ground. It's a beautiful kick. Davis is there, and Davis marks. Davis to Manzi. Manzi a hand pass to Galt. Galt steadies, kicks down forward. Lawrence is there, pushing the ball in front of him. He breaks clear. He turns around onto his left foot. He kicks down to the goal square. They set themselves. Here's a go. The ball not clear. Breen comes in. Breen is taken over the line by Dool. And Dool plays on straight away. Dool kicks to the member stand flank. Look at the fellas going in. Are they going in hard? There's a free. A free. You don't agree with that, Ron?
Oh, it's a girls' act. That's what danger was there in that?
It's still a rule.
What, kicking in danger? If there's no danger, it doesn't break the rule, Mike.
Still a rule.
Just because it's a rule doesn't mean to say it's broken.
There. Well, you don't agree, but I don't know. Your eyesight needs testing. Over to there to Trott. Trott's in the forward pocket on the member side of the ground. He'd be within kicking distance, but he's on a bad angle, as you can see. Trott kicks. Not a bad hoof at all. And the result, one behind. One behind to St Kilda. Carlton 6-6-42. St Kilda 7-11-53. 11 points in favour of the Saints. One thing about working with you can always disagree with you.
Well, Mike, I must admit I'm a bit biased against that rule. I don't think it's a rule that should have been brought in at all.
I've realised that, Ron. It's one that you've been hot on right throughout, well, since it was first brought in. Kick out now from Southby. Goes straight down the centre. And Jones marks. Jones, Big Percy, goes to the outer flank there, and he finds Robertson. Ronnie, why is Southby altering his kick-outs?
Well, it might be some pre-arranged plan there, Mike. There's a kick from Jones, not from Jones, from Robertson, taken by Basenko. Goes wide to the flank where he sees Colling all on his own. He's got tons of space, plenty of time to settle down, but still goes up towards the flank where he finds Galt dashing out, leading well in front of Vin Waite there. Vin Waite brought back by the umpire, naturally, as Rodney Galt takes his kick on the opportunity to drive St Kilda further into attack. Up goes Southby, punches down from Lawrence. This kick's taken by Davis, who doesn't have much time to line up. He's bumped into his kick, and his kick naturally then goes offline. Out of bounds on the full. Taken by Jeff Southby, the free kick.
Nobody's getting much time once they get the ball.
It's a decent old pressure game, Mike. It's a good final so far, and I'm sure it'll be kept up too, because it's a cutthroat job. The loser just drops out completely, and here's Southby now in the back pocket for Carlton, going long across the flank. A beautiful kick again. Didn't flies high, but didn't take the ball. A big pack of players develops, and a free kick has been given to Adrian Gallagher. Gallagher's had 2 or 3 kicks, been pretty quiet. The leading light in the Carlton roving department so far has been Armstrong. Gallagher with his kick now up towards centre half forward, finds the centre half forward Robert Walls. He ducks around his opponent, gets kicks up towards Minot. Not a good piece of work by Walls then, because in being forced to kick under pressure, wasn't able to place his kick, and it's favoured the St Kilda defence rather than the Carlton attack.
Let's hear from Bob Skilton.
As Minot's kick goes off the side of the boot, but it's straight up the centre of the ground. Gallagher almost had possession. It's taken away from him by Corner. Corner with a short pass into Trott. He plays on, gets a handball through it to Theodore over the top of the ball. He's under a lot of pressure. Gets knocked away, but the ball's taken by Trott now. Trott puts a quick one down. Galt almost took the mark, but it's taken away now. They're almost taken by Davis. It was. Hurst is over the back of the ball. Jones gets the ball as it comes flying out of the pack. Didn't know which way to go, then goes straight up the centre of the ground. Robertson spills the mark. It's taken by Mackay, who hand passes back to Robertson. A pass goes straight towards Jesselenko. It's too short for Jesselenko. He falls at the crucial stage. It's taken away by Basenko. Basenko attempts to pass to Trott. It's over his head, but he leads in the race for the ball. Kicks it straight off the ground. It comes off. O'Connell puts a short one into Chandler, and Chandler plays on, going straight down the centre of the ground. Walls at the back of the pack. Armstrong, Jesselenko gets bustled aside, but it's called play on as Armstrong comes through, throws the ball out in front of him. He's still there. Armstrong gets a poor kick, but it's taken by Robertson, fortunately for the Carlton side. He steadies play up, puts it down towards the square. It's Nichols and Minot. It's knocked away from Minot by Nichols, but taken by Moran. Moran drives the Saints out of danger with a deliberate kick along the ground. Goes straight over the line.
That was a Johnny Beckwith one too, I'll tell you.
Moran had nowhere to go and used a bit of common sense, kicking the ball along the ground as Nichols gets a knock. It's knocked on by Moran. He's chasing the ball close to the boundary line, does beat it. His kick's almost smothered by Jackson. The ball bounces, beats both Chandler and Elliott as Manzi takes the ball away, goes directly across the ground. It's Trott and Dixon, but Dixon, judging them off light of the ball better, takes the mark, plays on quickly, runs around Trott, goes straight down the centre of the ground. It's Armstrong from behind, but neither player can mark it. Jezelenko's there with Neil. Neil's under pressure, but he gets the ball away. It's good play by Cowboy Neil as Neil drives the ball down towards the centre wing position, and it's Trott. Trott fumbles the mark though. Dool takes the ball away for Carlton. Puts a short one down. Theodore comes straight across in front of Armstrong. Theodore's on the half-back flank, but normally the half-forward. Puts it in towards the centre of the ground, looking for Elliott. Elliott's under a lot of pressure as Keogh punches it away. It's Pays and Gallagher. Neither player worried about the ball. And young Corner playing a good game for the Saints. Drives it to Trott. Trott, a quick hand pass through to Breen. Breen down to Davis. He throws the ball out in front of him. Plays on around, puts the left foot towards the goals. It's into the square, but it's knocked away by Galt from Waite. Waite playing the ball on. Gets bustled aside by Lawrence. There's Neil's there, but a free kick has been paid. Umpire Coates indicating that a free kick has been paid. It looks like Vin Waite down there waiting for the ball to come back to him.
I don't think there was any doubt about that at all, Bob.
He was met fairly though, Mike. Lawrence stood his ground.
I don't think his mouth would agree with you.
Vin Waite putting the ball in towards centre half back. There's a pack of players there, but it's Alan Davis coming across in front of the pack to take a very strong mark. Davis has been a very active player so far for the Saints. There's Barry Lawrence, Jeff Southby, Peter Jones. Lawrence indicating to put the ball right down to the square. There's Alan Davis. He's about 55 yards out. This ball's right into the teeth of goal. Jones was up high, so too was Waite from behind. Fumbled it on the second occasion. Gets a hand pass through to Keogh. Keogh's in the clear, decides to bounce the ball. Running and chasing him is Lawrence. Keogh using his pace, throws the ball out, then is caught by Lawrence. It's an unfortunate one for those chasing the ball, but that's the way the umpire saw it, as Keogh on the half-back flank now. That run of Keogh's at least covered as far as the ball would have been kicked anyway. As Keogh drives the ball further around the centre wing position. Robertson in front of the pack takes the mark. Under a bit of pressure from Dittrich, but he's able to play on quickly. Drives the ball high and wide to the half-forward flank. Basenko punches the ball away from Wolves. It's Moran leading the race for the ball, but the bounce of the ball beat him. Gallagher came through. Manzi takes the ball off Gallagher and drives the ball wide, looking for Theodore, and finds Theodore on the half-forward flank. Theodore possibly having a run on the ball at the moment. He's been all over the ground lately. Theodore's kick goes straight in towards centre half forward, but it's Jones up high to take an uncontested mark.
16 minutes into the second quarter. Bobby.
Peter Jones just short of centre half back. Jones spending a little bit more time on the ball this week than in previous weeks as he drives the ball wide looking for Kevin Hall. The bounce of the ball goes over the top. It's taken by Keogh. He has plenty of time to steady up. Drives the ball in. It's Chandler of Carlton, who fumbled the ball on the first occasion, but with nobody near him was able to steady and drive the ball down. Jezelenko's out well in front of Neil, fumbling the ball though, can't quite gain possession. He's under a lot of pressure, and I think very, very fortunate to come out with a free kick.
Oh, Ian.
I would not have given it to Jezelenko on that occasion, but it's Coates that gives the free kicks that matter. As Galt's up high, punches the ball away. It goes towards Pays of St Kilda. He's well shepherded by his teammate in Colling. Pays steadies the play up, looking for Stuart Trott. Trott was up high and does the job by his teammate by getting over the top of Dixon and taking the mark. Stuart Trott with the drop punt, not a particularly long one. It's Stevens up high, and Stevens, unfortunately for Stevens and St Kilda, umpire Coates does not agree with me and has paid the mark to Paul Hurst. I didn't think anybody else but Stevens touched the ball on that occasion as Hurst drives the ball over the centre of the ground. Mackay's up high. Yes, he does pull the ball in on the second occasion, but it's called play on. Armstrong comes away with it, drives it in towards centre half forward. Robertson was up higher. A real pack of players form. Moran knocks the ball. Nichols knocks it on, but it goes straight to Manzi of St Kilda. Nichols coming back again, bustles Manzi out of the way, drives the ball through, but it's Judson of St Kilda who puts the ball out of danger. Elliott's leading in the race for the ball. He's got nobody near him at the moment. Elliott steadies play up, puts a left foot down to the half-forward flank, It's Hall who puts the ball away from Theodore, goes on after it, but unfortunately the bounce of the ball goes over the line. Jezelenko in the hands of the trainers. You can see by his face then that he's in a bit of pain. It's back with Jones. Jones grabs the ball, a hand pass across to Armstrong. He drives the ball high and wide, looking for Jackson, and Jackson has judged the ball better than any of the other players being Moran and Minot, and Jackson has taken the mark. There's Jezelenko.
His shoulder.
In a bit of trouble at the moment, Jezelenko.
The doctor's going out.
As Jackson about to have his shot at goal from about 50 yards out on a pretty acute angle. Jackson's kick, it looks true, but unfortunately it's offline. Umpire indicating 1 point. There's the board. Carlton 6-7, St Kilda 7-11. As the doctor goes out to see Alex Jezelenko. The ball put back into play. A great mark by Travis Pays. Jezelenko, pain written all over his face there. Carlton fans will be really hoping that Jezelenko can recover from this one. As the ball's back with Travis Pays. Pays going for the drop punt into the centre of the ground. Dittrich is up high. It's punched away from Dittrich. Theodore comes through. A long hand pass by Theodore. Finds John Manzi. Manzi goes straight down the ground. It's towards the goal. It's going to bounce close to the goal. Then it's a 4 points. 2 Carlton players coming across there, but the bounce of the ball beat both players, and a great goal for the Saints then from the boot of John Manzi. And we mustn't forget the good piece of play by young Stephen Theodore. Theodore was the player who handballed the long one out to Manzi. Board reading now, St Kilda going to 8 goals 11, Carlton 6 goals 7.
Jezelenko's gone back to the full forward position. Probably jarred that shoulder when he went down under that pack before. Obviously he did. Let's hope he's okay. Back in the centre, Coates bounces the ball. Jones comes in there. Galt goes up with him, nullifying Jones' effort. Robertson comes in there, number 34. There could be another ball up until Jones gets it. Jones now down towards centre half forward. There's a chance for Basanko. Basanko goes to the wing position on the member stand side. Pays is racing for it, but after him he's got some opposition. Armstrong just couldn't get there. It's on the half forward flank for St Kilda on the member stand side. Forced by Breen over the line. A good effort from Breen. Good play from Bruce Dool to force him over the line too. Tap down from Jones, goes to Gallagher. Gallagher gets his kick forward, and the mark has been taken there by David Mackay. An easy mark in comparison to most of the ones we've seen today. Down forward it goes once again. Nichols is there. Robert Walls goes to the ground with the ball. Moran takes it on the half volley. He can't get a clean kick. Tackled by Jackson. In comes Armstrong, but Nick is there. Knocks the ball towards the pocket. It's knocked forward by Moran. It's over. It's over. Midway between the forward pocket and half forward flank for Carlton on the member stand side. They're kicking down to the Richmond end. The umpire is Ian Coates. Throw-in takes place. Nick goes there, knocks the ball away. A chance for Mackay. Couldn't get to it. Minot knocks the ball clear. They're fumbling there on the back line, St Kilda, until Moran kicks forward. And on the half-back flank, or a little short of the half-back flank, Stuart Trott takes the mark. Can St Kilda keep this up? The kick goes towards Elliott. Elliott takes the mark on the half-back flank proper. Elliott's kick now goes up towards the half-forward flank. Big Jones is up in front. It's his mark for mine. St Kilda fans are going crook a bit, but Jack Hill, the blind miner, could see that. A short one to Keogh on the wing. Keogh tries to get it in towards centre half forward. The bounce of the ball beats Robert Walls, picked up by Travis Pays. Pays of St Kilda now in towards centre half forward. Breen is there, and Breen is penalised for pushing out. That was the other way around, I think, Ronnie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree, Mike. Definitely a free kick to Breen there, but anyhow, Waite takes them the opportunity to pass up towards the centre half forward position for Carlton. McMancy coming through, relieves the pressure with a kick wide to the wing. Breen's in there, takes the front position. No, it's not Breen. Young Theodore allows a bit of a yike there. Davis is in there, so's Hurst. Tempers are rising, but Theodore takes the mark, a good mark too, and comes through, goes on his left foot naturally, that being his usual kicking foot, goes up towards Robertson. Robertson knocks down. The crumb is taken by Adi Gallagher, who goes long up towards John Nichols. He manoeuvres in front of Minot there at the last moment and takes an easy chest mark, but use his judgment and experience there. He's giving Minot a bit of worry in the back pocket, although he's far from the back pocket right now. He's in almost the true centre half forward position. dead in front of goal, and he's kicked one already. A magnificent goal earlier in the first quarter. It's not a particularly good kick. It may just get the distance. It is. Any kick that brings up a goal is a good kick, so I'm incorrect there. And that's, again, a captain's goal. We mentioned John Nichols' first goal that he got in the first quarter was a captain's goal because it kept Carlton well within range. Not that there's been a big difference between the two sides so far, but certain stages of a game mean that you've got to kick a goal to keep within reach. And John Nichols has just kicked another one. He's certainly answering his critics today. There's the bounce. Minot, McKay. McKay gets the knock, taken by Keogh. Keogh's been ineffective today with his little left foot kick. There's another one, only high, but it goes to the half-forward flank. Colling knocks forward. Gallagher's in there. Robert Walls comes down, ducks around. Well done. Up towards Nichols once again. Nichols has the ball, punched away from him by Galt. Jackson's in there. He's like a little worm. Jesselenko, the second wicket, call him. His kick's long, but Neil fumbled the ball. Gets away with it though. Through there is Davis. Dodges around John Nichols and goes wide to the wing, trying to find Trott. Trott almost took a one-hander. The bounce favours Trott. Trott kicks off the ground. The bounce favours Breen. Breen coming in. The ball. Well,
hit the top of the post.
It's hit the knob right on top of the post. Hits the top of the post, and that makes the score, as far as hitting a post is concerned, one each for both sides.
Oh, you should get 3 points for the knob.
Well, he's a real knob of a player, is Barry Breen. That was a great piece of work there. Southby now with the kick go long to the flank. The usual 70-yarder from Southby, perhaps 68. Anyhow, the ball comes to ground. There's Elliott battling for the ball. He's handled a bit by McKay. Dodges around. Eventually gets his kick out wide towards Theodore. Theodore has the opportunity to hand pass here. Doesn't do so. Goes towards Stevens. Almost gets him too. Jones is in there. Stevens is also in there. What'll happen here?
Ball up.
We can see umpire Coates, who's done a fairly good job, although a couple of decisions over the past 10 minutes have irked St Kilda supporters, and quite rightly so, has done a fairly good job. Lawrence there tries to kick off the ground to get a goal. Stanley Matthews. Southby, hand pass across here to O'Connell. O'Connell goes for a silly short pass in the back line. Left foot at that. And out of it all comes a free kick to Stuart Trott. Stuart Trott come well down from the wing. He's on the true half-forward flank, about 60 yards from goal. Well out there. Here's a short pass target, which he's picked out and picked up very well. A bad mistake there by Carlton to leave Gary Colling all on his own. Collings hasn't decreased the angle much, but at least he's sneaked in about another 20 yards further to goal. He put the ball right up in the opposite forward pocket. A big pack of players. They're almost to Mark Edison Kilda. A push in the back there.
Free kick.
Yes, against Vin Waite. This is one of Vin Waite's weaknesses, of course. Those of you who watch the replays and follow the football know that once or twice a game that Vin Waite does give away an unnecessary free kick, and there's one to Theodore, who is shooting for goal. Will kick from about the 25 to 30 yard mark, dead in front of goal, going for his first. It's gone well off the side. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Well, there's an opportunity, a big opportunity missed, and Vin Waite will be breathing normally once again. He's taken the free kick too, funnily enough, for the out of bounds on the full effort by Theodore.
And I'm sure our friends through Channel 7 in Perth, through CTC in Canberra, and our friends in Launceston, Hobart in Tasmania, and of course Channel 7 in Adelaide, and relay stations throughout Australia are enjoying this tremendously. St Kilda going forward once again. Another poor kick sends the ball over the boundary line in the pocket, forward pocket that is, on the outer side of the ground. St Kilda getting the opportunities, but poor kicking is costing them. Up goes Jones in front of Galt. The ball suddenly disappears, and nobody able to break clear until Waite comes in, juggles the ball between his legs, and a free kick is going Carlton's way. St Kilda fans not too happy with Ian Coates, as Ron Barassi pointed out, as Mackay kicks to the wing position on the outer side of the ground. A glorious mark to Ian Robertson. Robertson breaks clear now, puts his left boot into it. A kick down the centre half forward. Dittrich flies up there. It comes to Gallagher, playing the roving game well. Gallagher's kick doesn't travel a great distance. Here's Judson of St Kilda, stands aside. Big Nick dives on top of the ball, taken by Jesselenko. His kick is smothered by Neil, taken by Gallagher. Gallagher down now to the forward zone. Oh! Moran marks. And that's a hard way to get him, Jeffrey boy. It's called play on. Moran now kicks to the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Oh, Manzi! 3 bites of it then. Thought he'd lost that for sure. Manzi, a beautiful kick as usual to the half-forward flank on that outer side. Colling with the ball, a long hand pass over to Theodore. Theodore tries to get it to Corner. Corner knocks it away, but here we find Carlton's defence standing firm again. The ball is taken by Armstrong. Armstrong to the half-forward flank on the outer side. The ball taken by Manzi, couldn't get a clean kick at it. Eventually he puts a left foot up to the half-forward flank on the outer side. It's Corner. Corner of St Kilda down forward, taken by Galt. Galt's got an open paddock, he kicks down forward, well offline.
The reason Galt was on his own then, Mike, there's Vin White down on the ground, and it looks like a bad ankle injury. Galt all on his own there for some few moments as White's been on the ground for a number of minutes.
Southby kicking out from the back pocket on the outer side, kicks, the siren goes, ending the second quarter. It was a beauty with the scoreboard reading, Carlton 7-7.